2 weeks from today, and I only realised today that it was 2 weeks today and not 2 weeks
So did
tomorrow.
I.
Yeah.
Yeah, so did I 2 weeks today. Realised that.
Just realised that.
And you're just realising this right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, Harry's just realising right now that we are, yes, only 2 weeks away from the infamous 8.
Infamous 8.
Finally.
So 2 seconds actually, while we're on that. So
Yeah. I'll go and get it in a minute, yeah. I'll go and get it in a minute.
you mean this? So we have the infamous 8 poster. So
The gorgeous poster.
It is. Well, I've got one here too, but since you went to all that trouble, you could have asked me. I've literally got a pile of them next to me.
It's fine, mate. It was Pud says it's a shit poster because he's not on it.
He didn't. He was too busy farting around with Christie, and you know.
Are you in the tournament?
They're not in the tournament. They can't be in the tournament. You're too busy farting around.
Yeah. And we have Mark who says it's a shit poster because Lance is on it. So, you know, it's kind of, you know. So I think what's probably a good way to start is probably around. Obviously, there's been some changes in the tournament. The matches have changed. The participants have changed. You know, I personally feel that people who were already pre-qualified should have gone back in, but
okay.
Well, you know, that's.
I'm sorry, Tom. Obviously, you know, you're feeling a bit put out there, mate. But in fairness, everyone who didn't qualify last time round had a better chance of getting into the infamous 8 when we did the draw. There was 2 draws. We did a second chance draw, which your name was in, and we did a wild card draw, which everyone who didn't win the second chance, all their names got put in that draw too. You did have 2 chances. We tried to make it as fair as possible. In the short time we had, we didn't have we had no way of doing re-qualifying matches or anything like that.
No.
So we had to do a random draw, and you know the look of the draw would have it. Declan McCarthy gets a second chance, and Prince Pele gets the wild card.
Yeah, and what an opportunity as well for Prince Pele as well. You know, he's Runcorn born and bred as far as, you know, him as a person. And I think, you know, going into this tournament, he is a bit of an underdog, isn't he? Going into this, he's probably got the least experience of all the competitors in the tournament.
Out of everyone in the tournament, yeah, he's got the least experience. He's probably the least battle tested. But I wouldn't necessarily say that's a bad thing for him. That means a lot of guys don't have a lot of. There's not a lot of homework can be done on a Prince Pele.
But what you've got to remember, one of the issue that Deck had with Vincent Steiner is not being prepared for him. When Prince Pele is as new to wrestling as he is, not a lot of people have a chance to prepare for Prince Pele or what he can bring.
No, absolutely, and I think, as I say, it's a very unique sort of opportunity for him, and I think, you know, going into a tournament as someone who is, you know, the least experienced, but that also can be his advantage. You know, as you say, Harry, you know, he can use that to his advantage. He's a bit of an unknown quantity. I think he's at Infamous, he's had 2 matches or one match.
2. I always forget about our summer afternoon in that field.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Oh yeah, he beat Was it Dr. Proctor, I believe?
He beat Dr. Proctor in his first official Infamous match. He faced and beat Dr. Proctor, and then obviously he got the disqualification win. And you'll never see it coming.
Yeah.
Bit of a shame because he put on an absolutely stellar performance in that match, and it looked like he had it in the bag. I mean, no disrespect to Jack MV, but that match was game over when everyone jumped in and got involved. Pele already had it in the bag. So I do think Pele, you know, he has earned it. Sorry, let me just mute my phone. I'm actually getting pestered by.
And he's open Messenger.
I've opened it.
I've closed Discord.
Oh God, I've broken everything.
There we go. Here we are. We're back. Yeah, we're back.
Sorry, there we go. Mute. But we're done. We've muted the phone.
He's muted his microphone as well.
It's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
And now what? And that night, that was the closest that we've come to having a small-scale riot after one.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I've never seen. It was beautiful to see the Runcorn faithful come out in their droves for Pele.
Just a shame of the circumstances as to why they came out.
So,
You know, I mean,
what I will say is, well, what I want to sort of touch on firstly. So, as obviously we've got, just want a quick shout out to the people who've just joined in the chat. So we've got Connor who's saying that DJ King is chatting absolute wham, and he's an egg. We've got CCP podcasting who's joined all the way from the States. Welcome in, gents. Nice to see you.
I wondered if it was the Connor I thought he was talking about, and he called me an egg, and then I knew exactly who he was talking about.
Yeah. You might be calling me an egg. I don't know. It just says egg, so
He's calling both of us, mate. You know, anyone with a bald head, he likes to call an egg.
Fair. So, Connor, that actually puts me on to my first point. So, obviously, there has been a rejig on a couple of the matches. One being Prince Pele versus Conor Klein. So, what should people expect from that particular match? What are you guys expecting as far as, you know,
well, again,
how the match is going to go and potential result? Who do you think is going to be the victor? And again, you can be impartial if you wish. You don't have to give an outcome if you don't want to, but
I mean, it's a tough one because you've got to think about, like, you know, it's not who we're rooting for because
We have to be
we
involved.
have to be as impartial as possible.
of course you do.
But if you're asking me on like on a professional level, if I had to pick who I personally would think would win that match, I'm gonna go Conor Klein, based purely on the experience. Conor's been a champion in multiple places. He knows what it takes to win in these kind of situations. And yeah, we might not like it, but the backing that he's got behind him now, you know, Richie, Jack Envy, Uncle Ryan, these are not a nice group of lads. Clearly, you know, Conor's made some decisions, questionable decisions, and, you know, made some choices about people he's going to side with. But I think in the long run, it might do him a favour. So yeah, if I had to pick, I'm sorry, Prince. You know I love you, but I'd have to pick Conor Klein.
I'd say on the back of that.
Go on, Harry. I want your input just as much.
I would say on the back of that, it could be a risk for Conor that he feels comfortable having that backing. Sam is going out there on his own. Sam is against Prince Pele is guys back against the wall with the odds stacked against him. And when you think about Prince Pele, it's quite rare that someone takes as well through wrestling as quick as he has.
Oh yeah.
In a short time, Prince Pele has been around.
Sorry, guys. I've just done a quick poll as well, guys. If you want to get involved, who do you think's going to win this match, Conor or Prince Pele? So get voting.
Get voting. Prince Pele has already made himself known in a number of other companies and has already established his name on his talent and how quickly he has taken it. And I think Conor has a serious risk of underestimating Sam for his wrestling, and also potentially he might depend on the backing that he's got. So for that reason, I don't think Conor will expect what Prince Pele is about to bring.
5, by the way, guys, if anyone was counting. 5 times. 5 times Harry called Prince Pele by his shoot name. Just in case anyone was wondering there. I did 5 times he managed to do it there.
I've known Prince Pele since I was 13, 14.
I've known Prince Pele for over 20 years. I still managed to call him Prince Pele.
I cherish him. And I am somewhat worried about what Conor can do to him.
Conor's a very big, mean guy, and he doesn't finesse in that ring. He doesn't go in there to entertain. He goes in there to fight, and he goes in there to let out any and all aggressions that he might be feeling. You know, you might be lucky, Pele. Conor might have had a good week.
And Pele does have the home crowd advantage.
Yeah, yeah, he does.
No, that's
but
very true.
I've seen,
Very
That
true.
can help.
but I've seen Conor Klein walk into enemy territory years ago. I saw Conor Klein walk into Wales with every single fan in the room wanting his and RJ Silver's heads, and he still walked out that night as a tag team champion, took the belts and left. Conor Klein can get this done. If anyone can get this done, it's Conor for me.
No, Connor, Pele isn't in the chat, but what was interesting was the poll came out at 50-50. So it's a very split. Very split. So, next on the card, the other new entrant, Declan McCarthy.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
again,
Our biggest fan.
lucky, and yeah, probably not. You know, not as Harry's mentioned, not the biggest fan of the two of us. Thinks that we've held him back, and infamous. I mean, I'll tell you the story of Declan McCarthy, of how Declan McCarthy and Infamous came to be. I got a message. I'd never heard of Declan McCarthy. I'll hold my hands up. I never had. And I got a message off a good friend of mine who trained Declan McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, look, you're looking at me like that. You want
Say the name.
all right. I got a message off Zach Gibson telling me, take a look at this guy, Declan McCarthy. He's fantastic, but he's never seemed to have had a shot. So I took a look at him, and we liked what we saw. We really did.
Yep.
Absolutely top tier athlete. And when I spoke to Dec first time, you know, really nice guy, got on with him well. And the one thing he said to me was, you know, the only thing I ask for is that I get the best competition. And we said, well, yeah, we can provide that. He's like, I don't care who, I just want the best competition. And I feel personally, we've put him in there with the best wrestlers, like some of the best wrestlers in the Northwest today. Yeah. He was in there with Chase. He's been in there with Aiton Steen.
Yeah.
Granted, it fell through the match he was supposed to have with Matt Fox. Now, maybe a lot of where this is whole come from with Dec. Yeah. Maybe this is it, because he was supposed to face Matt Fox. Both men got injured. The match had to be postponed. We re-announced the match. Matt Fox's injury continued. There was nothing we could do about that. We didn't know who to put in that last slot up until the day before the event, when we pulled the trigger and decided on about out of 10 people to pick from, we chose Aiton Steen.
Yeah.
And we figured that Dec, being the guy who kept asking for competition, would be okay with not knowing who his opponent was. Wow, were we ever wrong? He's done nothing but complain since. And then, obviously, his name was put in. He did have a qualifying match, which meant he got the chance to qualify again in the draw. He's won the draw. And then now that the matches have been redrawn, he's facing Aiton Steen again.
Yeah.
Now, if Dec wanted a chance to redeem himself, I can't see a bigger chance than this right now.
Well, that's it. He's been in there with him. He's you know, he's got. His biggest gripe was the fact that he felt unprepared.
Yeah.
And
well, this is it. Now everyone has had the same amount of preparation time.
That's it. And I think if he loses again, there's no excuses.
No.
So,
it's not. I don't want to be funny when I say this, but it's time for Declan McCarthy to put his money where his mouth is.
Agreed.
As far as Infamous goes.
Yeah. So as far as then his opponent, Aiton Steen, I've been in the ring with Aiton. I've beaten Aiton. He's a very, very tough wrestler. He can take a beating like no one on that roster, in my opinion. I think he's got more grit and determination than most wrestlers in the Northwest. I think he's the current LWF champion, which shows, you know, because that's not an easy company to work your way up in. There's a lot of talented people on that roster. But if Declan McCarthy thinks he's going to have an easy ride, I'm assuming it's already proven that Aiton's beaten before. So, you know, I guess, again, we'll ask the question. We'll get a poll going again. But again, I'm going to ask you two, who do you see coming out on top in that one?
Again, it's a tough one to call. Maybe you take the lead this time.
I think Aiton absolutely has the edge over Deck coming into the match. He's already beaten before. Deck may potentially be a little in his own head about it. He's got, in his own head, he has more enemies than what he's facing. He sees us as enemies, he sees other people as enemies, and he sees Aiton as enemies. Aiton is laser focused.
Poll has started, guys.
Aiton is laser focused on Deck. So, and Aiton, as you said, he nigh on unbreakable. No matter what you do, he will continue to come after you. His versatility and his skills, the high flying, the technical aspect of it, and just the unpredictability of Aiton, I think that's going to be too much. I think Deck has too many focuses outside of Aiton. I think that's a dangerous thing for him.
I think you're right to an extent there, mate. I think, but what I will say is, if Declan McCarthy goes into this tournament focused, 100% focused on this tournament, it's his night. It's his night to lose. It really is, because he's proven time and time again, not just in an infamous ring, in rings all over the Northwest, he has proven that he is a pure talent, and that when it goes pound for pound, he is one of the best wrestlers that we have out there today.
Yeah.
He just needs to focus. But I think if he continues the way he's going, then I think Aiton Steen can continue to play mind games, and he'll take it away from Deck.
It's only a matter of time until Brit Rest and wrestling in general learn who Deck McCarthy is. It's just down to Deck to show that.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Thanks, sense. So, again, 50-50.
Woo!
So, again, there's
is it just
not...
two people voting?
Two people.
Just two people.
Someone said, also, Sierra Mark said, nice name drop on the Zach Gibson there. Pud said, a good friend of mine, DJ, you're such a blurt. Yeah, Pud's calling you a blurt for saying my good friend. So,
not your good friend, Pud.
Stacey said DJ shows his bias against VGS when he name dropped Gibbo because I suggested Deck first.
Shut up, Stacey. Shut up.
For God's sake, Stacey, yeah? Who are you?
Who is she? Who is she? Who is she? Who is she? Who is she?
Fuck's sake. I know it'd break down.
In fairness, yes. One of the many names that Stacey named to me was Deck McCarthy, yeah.
But your name isn't Gibbo, is it?
Yeah, she's not Liverpool's number one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why even else? You're not even.
She's not to be recognised as one half of the TNA Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, you're not even Ellesmere Port.
She's put Ellesmere Port's number one, though.
Not even Ellesmere Port's fifth.
She's not even in the Ellesmere Port top 5.
I'll be honest, even if I was Ellesmere Port's number one, I wouldn't say I was. So,
I
we'll be proud of that, yeah. So, next up, Jack Johnson, Lance Rivera. So, I think this one is probably the hardest to call, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can't pick one on this one. I do apologise. We're going to have to move, guys, because my phone is on 10%.
That is not good. That's not good.
Oh, she stole the charger as well.
Oh no.
Oh no. Right. All right. Well, listen. While I'm going to get the charger, I'll do my bit for this one because.
Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, hi guys.
Getting a nice view of DJ King's house here as well.
Yeah, there's a little wander around my house while I go find my phone charger. Oh, hello. My daughter's in. You alright there, yeah? Good.
So we have a couple of comments. So we've got quite a bit of Lance support in the chat. So we've got Stacey, obviously, for obvious reasons.
Which is a mark.
Yeah. And Pud is saying Lant is the fucking king of Runcorn. I like Jack Johnson. He's mega. Loved him on the Curious George soundtrack. He's not Lance though, is he? So there's a bit of support for Lance Rivera. Now, obviously, Lance Rivera has previously been a champion of Runcorn. So I
What I'm
think
talking about. There's never a title in Runcorn before this one
Yeah.
on my shoulder right now.
no, it was the world's. Well, wasn't it Runcorn's longest bus pass holder, Lance Rivera? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So,
So
by the way, guys, this is what everyone's
Yeah.
going to be fighting for.
that is the infamous title right there, guys. So
Beautiful, isn't it?
what are we thinking? Connor says he likes Jack. So I've obviously been in a group with him. He
He's not in a
wasn't
group
going.
with him?
Yeah. Oh no, he's not. He's good friends with him. He's a tag team in Wrestle Island with him.
Oh, yeah, tell a lie. They are, aren't they? They tag up in
Yeah,
Wrestle Island.
They are. Yeah, they do. Again, I'm getting confused there between different companies. Oh, look at the
All
lights
this-
and the backdrop and everything now. That looks lovely, that, mate.
All this multiverse nonsense.
Yeah. So,
Right, yeah, so we were talking about Lance and Jack, yeah?
Lance and Jack, yeah. So,
Well, I said...
give
well,
the
I'll
people a
reiterate what
rundown
I
of
said.
both of them. Yeah, give the people a rundown of who Jack Johnson or who Lance Rivera are, for those who don't know.
Oh, Harry's back.
Yeah. Oh,
He's getting
Harry's
the
back,
time.
he's got the belt, so he's happy.
gorgeous gorgeous
Indeed.
belt.
Yeah, different timelines, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, basically, I mean, I said online, I feel like the winner of this match is the favourite to win the tournament. Both of them.
I
have-
disagree, but for obvious
Okay,
reasons.
well, you can tell me why in a moment, but you asked me for my point, so shut up and let
Yeah.
me talk.
I wonder why you would disagree.
Yes, we wonder. But anyway, I think both of these guys have outstanding records at Infamous. Lance has been he's been the main event since we got here, and I mean I don't see him stopping anytime soon. But at the same time, Jack Johnson has just over delivered on everything. Like he's
he's
has.
making waves, isn't he? He's making waves.
He really
Yeah.
is, and I mean.
Dynamite Lee, Drill, those aren't names to scoff at.
I mean, he even had a fantastic showing against Joey Hayes. He wasn't successful, but he had a fantastic showing against him. And I mean, this could be Jack's time, but it's also, I feel like this already is Lance's time. So, like I say, I'm not going to pick one out of these two. But what I will say is, whichever one of these two wins, probably my pick to win the tournament.
Great show. What about you, Harry? What are your thoughts on that match?
DJ has put it, very well. I would lean towards Lance. As far as Lance is concerned, he was the champion from day one. It was just a matter of time until we
Fair.
put the belt up for him.
Until we just brought the belt out.
The thing with Lance is obscene confidence. You cannot convince him that he is anything but number one. Jack, I appreciate and adore how much Jack wants it. It's so hard to pick. Jack has gone, overboard. To say lightly in Infamous.
You can say that again, yeah.
It's just a good thing that Lance isn't called Lance Pistol. Otherwise, I don't know what we do. But I would put my money on Lance. I know Jack's gonna slap me for saying it, and I'm all too happy for him to prove me wrong.
Yeah, he's getting slapped next
I'm
time.
definitely.
Next time Dolphins in Runcorn, mate. It's a slapping happening.
You know what? I'm very sick of our roster hitting me. Can we just make that clear? Tommy, Connor, can we stop?
Sorry.
Tommy,
sure,
open the floodgate.
You opened the door.
Sit
Yeah, I
down.
To be fair, not many people could make you fly as much as I could. You know, that's the. So we'll
But I
again.
watched the video earlier of Connor taking his head off of the Rumble.
Yeah. So again, we will run a 60-second prediction of who we think is gonna win. Okay. Right, poll has started, guys. Get your votes in. You've done
Well,
as
the
Pud
poll-
said.
I'm
Which
going
is
to bet
good.
it's a 50-50.
I'm going to bet it's 50-50
Yeah.
too. Money on that one.
So Pud said Harry, you need to sit down. You're putting me on edge. So you've done that already, which is good. A lance is a sword, you bellend. That was another comment from Pud.
Oh no!
Yeah. And to be fair, Stacey has made a very good point here, Harry. You know, it could be worse. You could be Ben Cecil.
I could be Ben Cecil. But actually, very quick. Who said a lance is a sword? A lance is used for jousting. Crescent.
That was Pud. So
But
now this one, we do have a winner in this poll. Lance Rivera, 80% of the votes.
Oof.
So that's we do have a definitive winner.
Pud using burner account.
Yeah,
They
it
don't know
definitely
the
was. So, last but not least, my favourite for the tournament, KC Payne.
Shocker.
Yeah.
No.
Against Mr. No Fear, Ray Lloyd. So,
I don't like the disrespect in your voice when you were talking about Ryan Lloyd there, Tom. I know KC's your boy and everything, but I mean, put some
oh no,
respect on Ryan Lloyd.
no. I absolutely respect Ray. I absolutely do. It's just I've beat the snot out of him, and you know he tries to get involved in things that doesn't concern him, and you know he's one of those. He's just and. From again, giving my personal opinion on how this match is going to go, I think Casey is going to absolutely destroy him in a very, very quick time. But that's just the Tommy Jackson talking. The Tom talking thinks this is going to be a very, very, very good match. I think it's going to be two lads who give everything in wanting to show. Because, again, not to sort of knock either one of these guys, because obviously I'm very close with KC and I know how good Ray is. I feel like this is a bit of an overshadowed match because of the stories and the personalities that shone through in these other three matches and the circumstances that they find themselves in. I think this potentially could be one for match of the night, in my opinion.
Completely agree with you on that one, Sam. I mean, I think this is the sleeper of the tournament for me. This match, Ray Lloyd, it upsets me sometimes how Ray Lloyd isn't in more places.
Yeah,
Ray Lloyd's a fantastic talent. He's seasoned. I mean, I still look at Ray as the kid who came in to BWP and started out with us from nothing, and now he is just like an all-round fantastic wrestler.
Feels like a vet.
And
he feels
he
like
is
a vet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a vet. He was trained by vets, like hand trained by vets, like for him to be the way he is. He is fantastic, and I mean, I'm not taking anything away from KC. KC is the fucking one to watch in the Northwest at the moment. There's not enough. Again, someone else who just does not get their flowers enough is KC Payne.
Agreed.
Absolute monster of a man, and so athletic. He's an all-rounder.
Ridiculous.
He's a heavyweight that moves like a heavyweight that moves like a middleweight.
Yeah, he's absolutely top of the class. And like I say, this is one of those matches that this will blow the roof off the off the Masonic given half the chance.
But if we're talking about wrestlers who haven't been given their flowers, Rye Lloyd is right at the top of that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Rye's like, a champion again. Another guy who's won belts everywhere he's gone. His name might not get brought up in the same conversations with the likes of like a Joe Kessler, who's been around for a long time.
Joey Hayes.
Joey, no, not Joey. That's going too far back. I'm talking about like there was a crop of guys who came up around about the same time, and you're talking like Connor Klein, Joe Kessler.
Started the poll, by the way, guys. If you want to get your votes in,
get those burners ready, bud.
Yeah.
we've got 10 people watching, but somehow KC gets 150 votes. It's one of those, isn't it?
But yeah, there was this crop of guys who all came up around the same time, and a lot of them now, like you say, like your Joe Kesslers, are doing really well. Well, Rye was in that same time group, and I feel like he just does not get the appreciation that he deserves sometimes. So I mean,
yeah,
I'm gonna pick Rye Lloyd because I feel like his experience will just outshine KC just that little bit. I feel like if he can get past KC, that's another thing because KC is currently undefeated at Infamous.
He is.
So he's going to be rolling. Oh no!
So you're expecting, and again, trying to be as diplomatic as I can here. I'm bearing in mind that the poll has finished, and it has gone 86% to KC Payne.
Oof.
Now, for me, I don't feel it's going to be that one-sided, but at the same time, I'm fully expecting a KC Payne win. I think he's the most unique that's left in the tournament as far as style, as far as size, as far as power. I don't think there's many people in Infamous who can go pound for pound with KC Payne in a lot of areas. And I think this year, as you say, he's not been given his flowers. And I think this year could potentially be the year that KC Payne finally picks up some gold, starting with the Infamous Championship. But again, Harry, a few words from you on this match. What are your thoughts? What do you think is going to be the...
if you've checked our socials over the last few months, I've known Rye for quite a few years as well, going back to BWP. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever seen him this impassioned. He's this much of a... It's not even a chip off his shoulder. It's a whole foundation off his shoulder. I don't think anyone has put forward how much.
Do you not think though that emotion could topple him though, Harry?
It absolutely could. But there's a difference at the end of the day between wanting something and needing something. I think 7 of the people want this belt. And I think in Rye's head, he's the only one that needs the belt. If you've seen what he's been saying and how he's been discussing the belt. And I think you've brought up a fantastic point that it might be a case that he is putting too much pressure on himself. And KC is just, power incarnate. Like I said, he's a heavyweight that moves like a middleweight. He may move just as fast as Rye Lloyd and has weight and power on him.
I mean, KC, both of these guys went through top-notch talent to qualify.
Agreed.
KC had to take, KC took on Jeanette, and it was a very, very hard-fought match, but we saw the power game just outshine on that night. Whereas Rye Lloyd had to go up against Dan Evans, and again, Dan Evans is a powerhouse. Rye getting past Dan was a surprise to many.
Yeah.
It set a marker for how far he could actually go in this tournament, because Dan Evans is, again, as we all know, is a machine of the Northwest. He's been there, done that, got the T-shirt, done everything, bled all over it. And I think, it's not an easy thing to come. And again, I'm not discounting Rye. Rye is a current tag team tag team champion. He's been there. He's been the champion of Wales. He's done all the things within that.
He's literally
he's done it
for the Britannia. For the Britannia historians, every title in Britannia he owned before his dad bought the company, by the way. Just add that one out there. Before him and his dad bought the company, Riot held every single title that Britannia has to hold. He literally jumped from the rookies division at the start. He jumped from division to division to division and held every single title. He's been at every level in that company. He needs to prove to everyone. In his mind, he needs to prove to everyone that he's not just a Wales guy. He can hang with everyone.
Agreed.
And I think getting the Infamous title would be the first step for him to show that.
Excellent. So, we've gone through the Infamous 8 tournament. Now, on social media, we have, at the moment, we've only got one other match announced, which is a women's tag team match. Team of Harley Hudson and Lucy Sky versus Lily Winter and Helen Charlotte Campbell. Is there any exclusives that you can give?
Oh, we could be evil and say, nah.
We could be evil and say nah, and then just turn the stream off and just get off.
Yeah.
But
so I know that we are waiting. I know we are waiting for an announcement from a couple of tag teams. So.
Well, I can tell you right now, I can confirm, and the graphic will probably go up tomorrow for this one, that we will still see Made to Last taking on the Merseyside Murder Squad.
Boom.
That match is still happening. It's still happening. Fantastic.
So we've got Pud. He says, whoa, fella. We chose a team for Made to Last to face. That's out there. That's up. That's happening. Are they fucking me?
Well,
so we're just waiting for the match graphic hasn't gone out, Pud. That's what I'm trying to say.
The new match graphic with the new date hasn't gone out, but yes, that match is still confirmed. Murder Squad will make it, but sadly, I'll confirm now. The models.
So we have an exclusive here. So
exclusive here. The models are no longer available to make this date.
Oof.
Sadly, because of the date change, we knew certain things were going to happen like this, and one of them is that the models are no longer available. That's that.
Pud's pissed. Pud's pissed.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Pud's pissed, but Made to Last.
So does the VGS get a night off then, or what's the?
No, VGS do not get a night off. No way. I mean, you can if you don't want to show up, that's fine.
Joel, just sorry to go again, gents. Joel's just played. It's the biggest piece of dog shit that I've ever seen. So just so that you're aware, So
anyway,
do we have a replacement lined up? And again, you don't have to unveil who it is right now, but has there been a confirmed replacement to face the Quinlans at the next show?
As of right now, myself, Harry, and any and all members of Infamous Management have no idea who the Quinlans are going to be facing on that night, but we have been told that there will be a team there to face. They will be handpicked by Made to Last, and that it will probably be a big test for the Quinlans. That's all we've been told.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else you would like to share about the show, guys? Again, we'll put a link out along with this video once we get it all clipped and cut up, and so it all looks nice, and so that DJ King doesn't look like an egg. Like that's the thing.
Never gonna happen.
I can try and work me magic, but I can't work miracles. So
I can only do so much, bro.
So, gents, it's been a pleasure. I will look forward to the 27th. Go for it, Harry.
Just when you said if there's anything else you want to say about the show, massive shout out to Elliot for the amazing poster work he's always done. This one looks incredible as well, as they all do.
Just showing the poster off on stream again. So
fantastic.
Here we go.
A massive shout out to Shotty Howard for providing the theme of the show.
Yeah, one of Shotty's older tunes, Warrior, that he's gracefully passed on to us for this show. It's an absolute banger. So You can't buy it, you can't download it because it's just a freestyle. Just go on YouTube and have a listen to it, boss.
And
if you can, Deej, if you send me a link of it on YouTube, I'll put it in my chat if people want to go and check it out. We can.
So I'll send it over in a minute. Well, when I've jumped off the stream, I'll send it over to you, Paul.
Perfect, thank you. And yeah, go on, Harry, crack on.
And just very quick, you mentioned the tag match with the women. It's probably going to be the women. It's probably going to be one. I think it's going to be a highlight of the show to begin with. We've got, like you've said, we've got Lily Winter teaming with Helen.
This is actually. Do you know this is a rematch?
Yes.
This is a rematch from last year's summer show. Open air show at the festival.
Yes, yeah.
So these two teams very familiar with each other, but this will be a cracking match. Obviously, we all know about Lucy Sky and Holly Hudson. Fantastic, great friends. So the chemistry is there. We've seen Lily Winter and Helen Charlotte Campbell team up before. For any of our fans who were in attendance that weekend and didn't see Lily Winter and Helen Charlotte Campbell, this will be Helen's first real proper debut in the infamous, in the Masonic. So
the infamous arena.
In the infamous arena, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Helen and
Lily Winter.
Helen and Lily Winter are just going to be a fantastic force to be reckoned with. So that tag team match should be very, very hard hitting and very entertaining.
Germans guaranteed.
Agreed. So
everyone
just before I let the guys go, has anyone in the chat got any questions for the lads? Because I want to make sure that we don't go signed off if you've got any burning questions. If you haven't, not a problem. A little statement from Pud. But that's the one thing he's just, without going into the statement first, is that what I like about this show as well is that you've got the tournament, which is showing off, some great singles action, but you've got 3 tag team matches, and that, that shows how good of an opportunity it is to work for Infamous Wrestling. And again, me being not Tommy Jackson at this moment, if I was Tommy Jackson, I'd be calling these all names under the sun. But
because he's not on the show.
Yeah, because I'm not on the show. But what I will say is, Infamous is making some real big strides, and I think these guys are doing a fantastic job. The people working behind the scenes are doing a fantastic job. All of the roster is doing a fantastic job, and I think it's been a pleasure working with you gents. So here's to the 27th.
Continues to be a pleasure.
Yeah, continues. Yeah. Well, again, as you just said, I'm not on the show, so that's not my. It remains to be seen. But
I'm sure Tommy Jackson will make his presence felt to the Infamous Saints in some way, shape, or form.
I will be around. I'll be at the bar. Yeah, I'll be at the bar.
That's fine. I'll be with you.
Yeah. So, if we've got no questions, gents, it's been an absolute pleasure as ever. So, link will be below the video for tickets and times, and look out for those match announcements coming very, very soon. Gents, have
27th of January, ladies and gentlemen. 27th of January. 1 p.m.
in Runcorn.
1 p.m. Special start time. 1 off. 1 in the afternoon. Masonic Hall, Runcorn. Get your tickets on Eventbrite. Check out the socials. Check out Harry's chiseled good looks. No, it's all go, mate. It's all baby. It's all gravy, baby.
And subscribe to Tommy Jackson.
Yeah, and if you're not subscribed to Tommy Jackson and you're watching this, then the fuck?
Yeah.
Love it.
Sort it out.